If you're a freelancer or a small business owner, the digital story arc is the key to getting more clients, more eyes, better ads, and even better marketing. And you probably think that stories look like this, which is called the 3-act structure. This structure is outdated. And in fact, you should wipe this 3-act structure from your mind. That's because unless you're making Hollywood movies or writing best fiction novels, it's pretty much useless. Now, why is this? There's two reasons. One is that it assumes that people are paying attention, and two, it assumes that it deserves attention. People don't really have short attention spans. They just have short consideration spans. And here, I'm going to show you the new way to tell a story online. And you can use this on your ads, your YouTube videos, TikTok videos, Twitter, emails, whatever. We call this new arc the digital story arc. And it looks like this. So we went from this to this. And we're going to dissect that. The traditional arc, which again assumes people that are watching, and it assumes that the piece of media deserves to be watched. And it looks like an even distribution like this. The line represents the emotional intensity of the viewer. Act 1, we set the world and the problem that our hero faces. And then on Act 2, the hero fails but continues to move on. Then they overcome their problem, which is the climax. And Act 3, hero is happy and goes back to his bed. As you head to the climax around the second and third act, that portion is the most intense part of a movie or a piece of content in the past. That's when Luke is flying to the Death Star, or when Harry Potter is facing Voldemort. And then the hero wins and we resolve the conflict. People have been using this structure for centuries. Some people also call it the hero's journey. This is good if people have, one, bought a ticket to see your content and are sitting in the theater fully dialed in to watch the movie. And the problem is that most content, most ads do not deserve this. Most content, we're going to put ads in all pieces of video in the internet as content here, just to keep it simple. Most content are being consumed when people have divided attention. They're in social media to see what their friends are up to see the news or their favorite pop star. They're waiting for the ad to end so they can continue watching their favorite content, Mr. Beast, whatever. The moment that you set your goal as getting more views, getting more fans, getting more clients, getting more customers, you are really competing against the likes of Mr. Beast. You're competing against the world. You are not competing within the industry because you are trying to acquire attention. And in the digital age, attention is the most important thing, as bad as that sounds. Now, if you're writing a story online where you want people to engage with you or buy from you, why would you opt for a structure that demands people to put their attention first when everyone else is competing for that resource, that attention? Now enter the digital story arc. Big creators and marketing companies actually already use this arc to their advantage. They have dialed in the best way to capitalize on someone's attention. First, we're going to talk, why is this a good thing? There's 3 reasons why the digital story arc is the best of both worlds. One is that it does not assume people's attention. 2, it does not assume it deserves attention. And 3, it works to earn people's attention. And so this arc looks like this. And remember that the line represents the emotional intensity. And we see how we start high relative to the endpoint. In the digital age, you want the climax, the highest emotional point, right in the beginning. You want to hook your audience first because the first 5 seconds earns the next 5 and then the next 5. Now, this doesn't really mean frequent cuts that feel like you're having a brain aneurysm, although that is the quickest way and the cheapest way to get attention. But frequent cut every 1 second is a standard that most good ads or most content creators follow, but it is not necessary. Like, you do not have to do that. And personally speaking, I do not like that. You can hook people through curiosity, introducing mystery, showing something satisfying through engaging copywriting, through authenticity. A hook pretty much is a pattern interrupt. You want to interrupt the audience. You want to interrupt their passivity by showing them something really unique. Now, the option for something unique is huge. There's a universe of options. But down in the description, I have a free swap file down below that has 101 hooks that I put in it. Feel free to use it. But let's drive this point home a bit more. I'm going to show you 3 videos, and I want you to categorize them as story arc or digital story arc.
Unfortunately, it's really good.
My life was simple, predictable, routine.
My boyfriend wanted to try it. Said he saw it on the internet. I should have known.
And it's ruined everything else for me.
When I started using.
Listen up, the soap you shower with, it's you probably haven't even questioned what bar of soap you lather up with. Let's face it, most guys don't. They're still using whatever bar their mommy bought for her little man. Is that what you want?
Now, which one follows the digital story arc and which one follows the story arc? If you chose number 1 and number 3 as the digital story arc, then you're right. This just goes to show that this structure is really flexible. You don't have to be erratic and loud. You just have to stand out. There are other ways to grab people's attention other than, explosiveness. The emotional high doesn't have to be in their face. And, like I said, I hate those videos too. Maybe that worked in 2017, but it's 2025. People are desensitized to noise. So, how do you achieve the emotional high start? There's one information advantage that you have here that I want you to realize. You know this and everyone knows this. And that is the knowledge that everyone in the internet is mindlessly scrolling. That means that your goal is really to shake them out of that mindless scrolling, out of that passivity. So if you have a singular goal, it narrows your options, makes it easier to decide because you have one thing that you are aiming for. In other words, you have to hook them within the first 3 seconds. And here are some tips. Forget about setups or establishing shots. Forget about introductions. Cut to the point. Always move with cuts. Every 5 seconds earns another 5. And as long as they feel like they're getting value, they will always stay. Always use impactful messaging. Keep your words simple. This is not uni. And most importantly, use hooks. Now, there are thousands of hooks and hook types you can do, like I said, but it can be completely quiet. It can be authority type. It can be talking head. It can be product demo. It can be something satisfying. I have a video about that here that goes a little bit more in depth, but just so you walk away with something actionable here and something that you can actually use, I have a free template, like I said, on the description that has 101 hooks that you can use right away. These are free, so even if you're not using them now, you can always refer back to them in the future. So anyway, that's it. Get creative.